Okay.
Okay, we're ready.
Awesome.
Hey, and again, good morning, everyone.
Morning.
Morning.
And this is our pre-meeting, and today is December the 22nd, Tuesday at 9:02 a.m. We're going to be in our capable hands by City Clerk, Ms. Lisa Carol Lambert.
This is the pre-meeting of the Mobile City Council, Tuesday, December 22nd. We have approval of minutes from December 15th.
Good job.
Very good.
Appeals, we have requests for waiver of the noise ordinance on January the 8th from 6 p.m. until 9 p.m. This is on Moffett Road.
I have no problem with it.
Presentation of petitions and other communications to the council. We have no one for non-agenda items. For agenda items, we have Reggie Hill. He wishes to discuss items 08913, 08914, 21906, and 21918.
Can I have something to say?
Yes.
Okay, I think each week we get into a discussion over the issues Mr. Hill have. So I think we need to let Mr. Hill finish, and he's going to ask his questions. 99.9% of the time, those are questions that the administration should answer. We need to see if anybody from the administration is here to answer it. If not, we need to move on. Most of those questions are administrative questions. We don't have no answer to. I think he deserves an answer. We don't have the answer. We can't make the administration answer him. If the administration is there to answer him, they ought to answer. But if they're there, we need to say the administration is not here. We're gonna move on and be done with that. As courteous as we can do it.
Okay. Madam Clerk.
Councilman Richardson?
Yeah.
Councilman, Mr. Hill has questions every single week.
Right.
And so I think it would be better if he would submit his questions in writing and give us an opportunity to respond, because in many cases, we may not have the information at hand to properly respond. And so if it's kind of a cut and dried issue and we have the appropriate personnel, we don't mind responding. But to say that we're going to respond to all of his queries every week is not something that we think is appropriate or that we should have to do.
Mr. Vice President?
Yes, Ms. Richardson.
I don't agree with you, Mr. Mayor, at all. But at that point, I'm saying it shouldn't be a perfectly silence. I think that's what you or someone from your administration ought to say. We'll be glad to answer those questions, submit those questions to us in writing. And I think that would be adequate enough.
Yeah, we can do that.
Yeah, I think that would be just fine.
We can do that.
All right, thank you. Madam Clerk.
So what is the...
Lisa, you're muted.
I'm having some technical issues. It keeps jumping off the speaker. It keeps jumping off, so I have to sign back on. Okay, 03909, appoint Lawrence Wettermark to the Mobile Museum of Art Board. 03910, reappoint Wayne Dean Sr. to the History Museum of Mobile Board. 08911, approve purchase order to Train US Inc. to remove and replace HVAC air handling unit at Harmon Recreation Center, $35,660. 08912, approve item-based bid with Emergency Equipment Professional, Inc. for a hydraulic forcible entry tool, $1,837.
Hold on for just a minute, Lisa. I just pulled the agenda down from the website. Are you on the items appearing for the first time?
Yes.
I
Did
didn't
we do-
hear.
Did we do the
I know, I didn't hear those.
held over items? I don't think we did
I
that.
think probably was muted.
There we go.
We didn't hear.
We didn't hear you go over the item, the items held over.
Oh, really?
Yep.
No.
Do you want me to go over them again?
Yes, sir.
Yes, please.
Oh, okay. 08894, essential COVID items held over. 08894, approved purchase order to AutoNation Ford for 2021 Ford 250 crew cab pickup truck. 08895, approved purchase order to CDW Government LLC for firewall security appliances. 08896, approved purchase order to Atlantic Video Corporation to remove and replace video display wall in MPD Joint Ops Center. 08897, approved purchase order to Dana Safety Supply for 5 mini 3-line message board signs and trailers. 21906, authorized contract for corporate environmental risk management for an EPA cooperative agreement for a Brownsville assessment grant, Africatown community. Okay, essential COVID items being introduced for the first time, 07043, ordinance pertaining to animal tethering.
We're gonna send that to a committee.
I was going, go ahead on, Joe.
Well, okay, so I didn't mean to step in front of you, Fred. I was afraid she was gonna go on. My opinion is it needs to go to committee.
I agree. I agree. I'm on board.
So
Yeah.
that would be public safety for animal control? Isn't that under public safety?
That's public
Not
safety.
mistaken?
It's public safety.
Yeah,
And you're
so,
the sponsor,
So-
right, Fred?
So I think we need to lay this over for 2 weeks, and I'm going. Let me see. Our next meeting is the 29th, I believe.
No,
No,
we're not meeting next week.
yeah, the 5th of January.
No,
January 5th is our next meeting.
January the 5th.
Why don't you
There's already a committee meeting that
hold
day.
it over? Why don't you hold it since there ain't gonna be any work done next week? Why don't you hold it over 3 weeks or 4 weeks to give an opportunity for the committee to meet?
I want to hold over 4 weeks, and Madam Clerk, can you give me a date?
okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, January 19th.
January 19th. And Madam Clerk, I would like for your office to invite any organizations dealing with animals for let the dog people come in and have something to say.
So we will take this up today in order to lay it over 4
Yes.
weeks, to January 19th.
Yeah.
I did not notice who was proposing this from the council or administration. How did they get to our,
Fred,
Fred?
Mhm. He's
Yeah.
a sponsor.
All right. I have not heard of a problem in our city.
I believe she dropped off a package. George, did you get one? Miss Mitchell, Terry Mitchell.
I got an email, but what I'm saying is, I don't know that I haven't heard of nobody's ever brought that to my attention whatsoever. Is there a problem in other districts? Sometimes we get led down a rabbit hole, and the police haven't never responded to such an incident.
This is what what, what, she had a petition, she had gotten signatures, and she had a copy of ordinances from various municipalities. And the major issue, and I got with Chris, and we try to narrow down as simple as possible, not to be confusing. That is, if you got a dog in your yard and you got him chained in your yard, and that's where he's going to be all day and all night, chained out there in the element, is illegal. You can chain the dog if you are there with the dog there for a few minutes. You can't leave your dog day and night chained outside. And that's the problem. And she went on to raise another issue.
The question is there a problem, or are we fixing a problem that doesn't exist?
We have to find out.
You know, we're all dog owners. If I put my dog outside on a stake, and it's good, then who's the government? I mean, to tell me that I can't have, animal abuse is against the law, period. We don't have to do that here in town.
I'm inviting you to the January meeting.
I think from my office perspective, I don't know about the chaining part, but the barking, I often get, complaints about people who leave their dog out and they bark all the time. Which my dog's barking in the house.
If the council votes it up or down, that's how it's going to go. It's on the agenda, and I hope every council member is here to speak for their district. I hope people all over the city come. We'll vote it up or down.
All right.
I need to move on because
let's go into committee. Let's move on.
Right.
And we said Public Safety Committee, correct? And that, because that's where the jurisdiction would lie,
Mr.
the
Vice
public
President,
safety issue.
Mr.
Okay.
Vice President, can you make the assignment?
Yes, yeah. Go ahead with the public safety committee. That sounds good.
Okay.
That you already come up with a time. You can just tell us at 10:30.
Right.
What time? All right, Madam Clerk.
03909 and 910 are appointing Lawrence Wedemark to the Mobile Museum of Art Board and reappointing Wayne Dean Sr. to the History Museum of Mobile Board. 08911 approved purchase order to Train US Inc. to remove and replace HVAC air handling unit at Harmon Recreation Center, $35,660. 08912 approved item-based bid with Emergency Equipment Professional for a hydraulic forcible entry tool, $1,837. 08913 approved purchase order to Ward International Trucks for 2 knuckle boom loaders, $323,094. 08914 approved purchase order to Ward International Trucks for 4 knuckle boom loaders, $646,180.
Madam Clerk, may I interrupt for a moment? Mr. Vice President?
Mayor.
I just want to make a comment. I know there was some correspondence going around between the City Council and John Peavy explaining and for purchasing why we needed to order these trucks. And our hope is that you will not hold them over. What we find ourselves in is a situation where, due to COVID, the supply chain really around the world, is adversely impacted. And it's impacted us being able to buy the trucks to put the knuckle boom loaders on. Specifically, engines that go in the trucks of the low bidder are not going to be available for some time. And so through purchasing, working with Ward International, Ward agreed to move us ahead of their own purchases for their rental fleet to give us an opportunity to buy these trucks. As explained by John Peavy in his memorandum, is that we had 15 usable knuckle boom loaders prior to the storm. And as you all know, for more than 60 days, those trucks were running 7 days a week, and I don't know how many hours a day, but, right now we are in dire straits of keeping the equipment running. It's not unlike we found ourselves about 5 years ago with the garbage trucks. And so we're hoping that you will not hold this over so that we can go ahead and get these trucks ordered, because to hold it over, it will be an additional 2 weeks before you meet again, and we really need to move on this. And I'll be glad to answer any questions.
I didn't know anyone was against.
That's fine.
Mr. Richardson and Mr. Williams.
I'd just like to say to Mr. Mayor, I didn't know anyone was against it. I was the first one to respond saying, count me in.
Right. I just think that Councilman Williams wanted us to say it, so the public understands why we're asking for this exception. So that's why I went through the exercise of explaining it.
Mr. Williams?
I appreciate the mayor's time there. That's all we need to do. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.
Telephone. 08915, approved purchase order to AutoNation Ford Mobile for Ford Escape, $22,400. 13916, authorized change order number 2 to the contract with Moffitt and Nickel, Inc. for the design of Task 6 3 Mile Creek Natural Channel Dredging, $99,000. 21917, authorized contract with Arena Fire Protection for the installation of smoke detector testing stations at the Gulf Quest Maritime Museum, $19,500. 21918, authorized contract with University of South Alabama to complete a comprehensive cultural resources survey at the proposed site of the Africatown Welcome Center, $58,802. 31919, authorized grant application to Alabama Law Enforcement Agency for fiscal year 20 state Homeland Security Grant Program, $58,971, no matching funds. 35920, authorized lease agreement with Mobile County for Government Plaza. 60921, approve award of special bonus to the Office of the Month for August, September, October, and November as part of the Mayor's Incentive Program. 60922, 923 are determined appropriations to the Providence Foundation, serves the public purpose, and to United Way of South Alabama, serves a public purpose, and approving payment. 03924, reappoint Danielle Taylor to the History Museum of Mobile Board. 37925, recommend approval to the ABC Board for issuance of a lounge retail liquor class 2 package store license for Bama Liquors on Highway 90 West.
So the ones we're gonna take up today are,
That, I'm gonna have to hold up that, application. I was muted. I can't see my screen. I'm sorry. So Bama, all the paperwork's just not there. We had anticipated it getting in place, and it's not. This is a longtime businessman in District 2 that's trying to open up a business, but the ducks are just not in order. So
okay. So we won't take that one up. We will go ahead and take up the 07043, the animal tethering, but take it up just to hold it over for 4 weeks.
Right.
And then we'll take up 03909 and 910 are the appointments, the Knuckle Boom Trucks, the Providence Foundation and United Way, and then the appointment of Danielle Taylor. Right?
right.
Okay.
Now we didn't. Then we got some public hearings coming up too. So.
Right. She had paused, and so I assumed she wanted me to go ahead and go through that little exercise.
Sounds good.
Let me just go over these again. That's, 043, 909, 910, 913, 914, 922, 923, and 924.
Correct.
And 912 and 913, did you say those two? The trucks?
No,
We definitely want to take those up.
913 and 914 best.
It's 912, I thought, and 13.
No,
Yeah.
12 is item-based bid with Emergency Equipment Professional, Inc.
Okay, so it's 13 and 14?
14.
Yeah.
Is that what it
Right,
is?
and she read,
I didn't hear either one. Okay. As long as we know we're going to do that.
Yep.
Great.
Call for public hearings, 41926, call for public hearing to consider approval of a certificate of public convenience and necessity to Joshua Williams doing business as Malibu Transportation Service to operate a sedan service scheduled January 5th. 41927, call for public hearing to consider the revocation of the business license of Christopher Gully doing business as Shotgun Party Hall scheduled January 12th.
EJ?
Yeah.
I have.
Yeah, I'm about to say that, I'd like for the public safety director between now and then to really reach out to each council member and explain what's going on before this public hearing.
No, you need to reach out to Fred Richardson. He's in District 1.
Yeah.
I need to know what's going on. Can I say something, Mr. Vice President?
They listed 2 in the agenda, Hallsmere Road and in District 1. So basically, again, we just want the public safety director really to asking him to reach out to all the council members between now and then.
Okay, what, Mr. Vice President?
Yes, Mr.
You
Richardson.
mean on the public hearing, about the public hearing that will take place? Is that what you're referring to?
Yes.
Okay, I just wasn't sure what you're talking about.
Okay.
Thank you.
I didn't see anything.
I would like to be furnished information regarding this because I want to know, is this the person? Because I believe it's open now, and I don't believe the people up there now, I don't believe they are the ones that's on this agenda. And I want to know, did we issue a new license for a new tenant at this location? Are we revoking the license of a business where the person has already closed it down? What are we doing? And
Mr. Vice President. Mr. Director Barber, I'll be glad to call you, Mr. Richardson, and I'll tell you what we believe the police department's evidence will show in this case that we are willing to present when we get to the public hearing.
Okay, I would also say that this location has been a tremendous problem for the citizens in this area and for other businesses where they have these large events, and they trashed all of the other businesses in that strip where people park there. They have liquor bars, you name it, feces, everything out there. So we have had long-standing complaints from, I don't know whether we have a new person in there or not, but I would like to, Director Barber, I would like to know who is in there now, and is this the person been in there for the duration?
Yes, sir. I'll be glad to call you in between pre-council and council and tell you what I believe that evidence is going to be.
Right. Okay.
And could you also, Director Barber, just contact the council members and at least give a heads up, between the January 12th meeting also?
Yes, sir, Mr. Vice President. I'll try to reach as many as I can today and tomorrow, and again, go over what we believe the evidence will be from the police department and what we intend to present at the public hearing.
All right, thank you. Do we have any other comments from the council?
I just want to announce a meeting. It's kind of in the future, but on January 26th, the committee for, I guess it's public services, will meet to talk about abandoned poles. We've always had updates. Alabama Power will have their people, and that's mostly the group that owns the poles to start. And I planned it for 2 o'clock on January 26th. Doesn't have to be advertised yet, but all the people that have been invited in the past, I've already connected with the clerk's office to give them a heads up, would also be invited to attend this 2 o'clock meeting to discuss an update on the polls in our whole city.
And I would just like to remind, Mr. Vice President, if you don't mind, I would just like to remind everybody that we're having a Finance Committee meeting right after the council meeting on January 12th to discuss possible food truck ordinance. And I hope everybody that has an interest in that will attend that meeting. I'd like to go ahead and deal with that soon.
Okay, any other council members? Do we have anything from the administration, Mayor? And if not, we'll see each other at 10:30.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Very good.
Staying online.